Hello everyone. We shall move on to the next unit in the syllabus, that is the last unit, which contains studies of QSAR, drug design and combinatorial chemistry. We will be seeing these topics in a phase manner. We cannot have at a stretch. We cannot cover the topics at a stretch. So we will begin with QSAR studies. Before we go to QSAR studies, we need to see what is drug designing and what is an SAR. So for so many topics from the past 3 semesters, you have been writing SAR of different classes of drugs which are used for different types of pharmacological properties. So what is this SAR? SAR is nothing but structural activity relationship, which means in a simple layman's language, you have a structure and you are checking that structure's activity and relating it to the different components of that particular structure which the drug has. Okay, so every time we used to write an SAR, we used to first write the parent compound structure. That parent compound used to undergo different types of changes, addition of certain compounds or addition of certain groups or functional groups, deletion of certain compounds, deletion of functional groups, and the changes were then evaluated how these changes are affecting the pharmacological part of that drug. Okay, so sometimes the changes that are incorporated into the parent molecule or into the parent compound will give you a better drug than the parent compound itself. Okay, or sometimes because of the addition of these functional groups or maybe deletion of these functional groups, in short, by changing the parent compound structure, you are getting a drug which is probably having more or better water solubility or less water solubility. That is, it is making the drug lipophilic, hydrophilic. It is helping the drug to pass through the membrane, lipid bilayer membrane in the body very easily. So it is helping absorption, it is helping metabolism, or it is causing the drug to get metabolized faster. Okay, so these structural changes have different types of effect on that parent compound. Now it is not only this part, sometimes because of the addition or deletion of certain functional groups, it has also been seen that the type of adverse effects or side effects of the drug sometimes they give unwanted side effects, or you are able to do away with the side effects which probably the parent compound had by adding a functional group or by deleting a functional group. Okay, so we are going to see what are the factors or how can you do this particular SAR study. This is SAR. Now what is QSAR? QSAR is quantitative structure activity relationship. So this is fine tuning of the SAR. You have SAR which is giving you a drug molecule, you are fine by it. But it is a luck by chance procedure, SAR. Here in SAR you may or you may not be able to find a drug molecule which has good effect or has good biological properties. But in QSAR you are ensuring by controlling certain physicochemical parameters which have a numerical value, so that you get a drug or you get a drug molecule or a chemical compound which has an XYZ pharmacological use or pharmacological property. Okay, so this is the difference between SAR and QSAR. When you fine tune SAR, when you give importance to certain physicochemical parameters, you give a value to those certain physicochemical parameters, you get what is called as QSAR. Okay, so before we move to those physicochemical parameters, we will see what is done in the process of SAR. Now, like I told you, SAR studies are a luck by chance study. You find a certain compound and then you are evaluating it for different pharmacological properties. You hit one particular biological response that it gives or a pharmacological activity that it gives, and then you fine tune it. You are playing with it. In this process of playing, you are making changes, but at the same time you are also wasting precious time. Okay, so probably if you have a drug molecule A which is the parent compound and you form A1 to A26 derivatives of it by giving different types of changes in the drug molecule, you will have to test all those 26 compounds or 26 derivatives for different type of pharmacological activities, also for the same pharmacological activity that particular parent compound is giving. Okay, many a times it happens that when you have a parent drug molecule and you make a particular change to it, its pharmacological activity changes completely. From an agonist it may become an antagonist, from an antagonist it may become an agonist, okay, or it may give a totally different pharmacological activity. So there are chances that you will waste a lot of time, you will waste a lot of energy, and you may stray away from your path of research of designing a particular drug molecule for a particular type of pharmacological activity. Okay, that is the reason we moved from SAR to QSAR. So like I said, before we move to QSAR, we will see first what is SAR in the first place. Now, like I mentioned, you have to make certain changes in the parent molecule. What type of changes would you make in the parent molecule? You could probably make changes in the carbon skeleton. You all know that the drugs that we use, many of them, 99% of them are organic compounds. Organic compounds are nothing but drugs which have a carbon skeleton. Okay, so you can change the size of the carbon skeleton, you can change the shape of the carbon skeleton, as in you can replace the benzene ring with different types of heterocyclic rings. Okay, you can change it from a 6-membered ring system to a 5-membered or a 4-membered ring system. You can open the entire ring system. You can have a completely open aliphatic chain, or you can close an aliphatic chain. You can add double bonds, you can add a triple bond, or you can remove or decrease the double bond or triple bond that are already present in the structure. So you are playing with the carbon skeleton of the entire compound. Then you can change the degree or nature of substitution. Like for example, you have substitutions which are all halogen in nature. So you can remove halogen and you can have a hydroxide group. You can have a substitution of an amide group. Okay, halogen, if you are having for example an nitrogen substitution, from nitrogen you can move to amine, from amine you can move to amide. Okay, so this is the degree of substitution. You can have only one amide group, okay, or you can increase the number of amide groups, or you can decrease the number of amide groups. So this is the degree of substitution that is going to change. Then is the stereochemistry of the lead compound. Okay, so with these three changes, namely size and shape of the carbon skeleton, nature and degree of the substitution, and stereochemistry of the lead compound, by doing these three things, you can have a series of drug molecules through SAR studies. So what is used for SAR studies, or what changes are made in SAR studies, is size and shape of the carbon skeleton, nature and degree of substitution, stereochemistry of the lead compound. Okay. Now how would these affect the drug? The drug's water solubility would change, its lipophilicity would change, its transport through the membranes would change because the lipophilicity has changed, its binding to the receptor will change because you have made changes in the lipophilicity, its pharmacokinetic properties will change, its metabolism also will change. Okay. Now you cannot keep playing with each drug molecule in the human body. So we have a ultra modern technique of molecular modeling where you use a computer assisted drug design software, where you can actually see these changes, incorporate these changes into the drug molecule, and you see what effect it has on its water solubility, on the transport on the transport of the drug through the different membrane systems in our body, how its pharmacokinetic properties are changing, and how is the metabolism of the drug also changing. Okay, so we shall be seeing all these three things in detail.